Do you ever feel like you're just running on empty? You're constantly exhausted, a little unfulfilled, but you can't quite put your finger on why. You smack the snooze button, already feeling behind, on a day that hasn't even started. Maybe you've gotten the things you thought you wanted, the job, the family, the nice home, but there's still this nagging feeling that something is off. What if I told you that this exhaustion isn't really your fault? What if, for years, you've been fed a series of lies about who you should be, and those lies have trapped you in a quiet cycle of burnout? These are the hidden identity traps that are secretly draining your energy. Today, we're going to expose the 5 biggest identity lies you've been taught, and I'll show you how to break free to finally reclaim your energy and your true self. Welcome back to Mentor's Mindset. The first lie, and maybe the most common one, is I am what I have. From the moment we're old enough to want stuff, we're taught that our value is tied to our possessions. We're told that real security and a solid identity come from getting the newest, fastest, and most popular things. We start to believe that the right car, the latest phone, or a designer wardrobe will finally make us feel secure and whole. But building your life on this foundation is like building a house on sand. Possessions break, they go out of style, and that initial thrill of a new purchase fades, leaving you feeling just as insecure as before, if not more so. You're right back where you started, chasing the next shiny object you think will fix everything. This creates a never-ending cycle of financial stress and consumption, where your sense of self depends on things outside of you. It's an endless race on a treadmill that goes absolutely nowhere, draining your bank account and your life force with every step. The truth is, no amount of stuff will ever be enough to define you in a way that truly lasts. The second lie is one that so many of us have bought into completely. I am what I do. Think about it. When someone asks who you are, what's the first thing you say? For most of us, it's a job title. I'm a doctor, a teacher, an engineer, a parent. We wrap our entire identity up in our professional roles and our list of accomplishments. And for a while, that can feel pretty good. Our careers give us a sense of purpose, and those little dopamine hits from success can be addictive. But here's the problem. That identity is incredibly unstable. What happens when that role disappears? When you lose your job, retire, or when your kids grow up and leave the house? For many, it triggers a full-blown identity crisis. You're left asking, who am I now? This is because you've mistaken a single role for your entire self. When that one pillar gets knocked out, the whole structure can come crashing down. This makes you vulnerable to burnout and a deep sense of loss when your circumstances change. It stops you from seeing that you're a whole, complex person with passions and a story that goes way beyond any job description. If any of this is hitting home, let me know in the comments which lie you've struggled with the most. Is it the pressure to have more or the pressure to do more? I do read every comment, and your story absolutely matters. And if you're getting something out of this, clicking that subscribe button helps more than you know. It tells the algorithm you want more videos like this, and it helps our community grow. The third lie is one of the trickiest, especially now. I am what other people think of me. Thanks to social media, the opinions of others are now instant, visible, and measured in likes, shares, and comments. We've been conditioned to believe our worth is defined by how popular, approved of, and accepted we are. When you fall into this trap, you start living for other people's validation, and you're crushed by their rejection. You constantly second-guess yourself, replaying conversations in your head, worrying if you said the right thing. You might even start hiding parts of yourself just to fit in, avoiding any kind of conflict and putting what's expected of you ahead of what you actually want. Psychologists have a term for this. It's called a diffuse avoidant identity, where you build your sense of self on shaky social factors like your reputation, instead of your own authentic values. Over time, this constant performance is emotionally draining and leads to serious anxiety and low self-esteem. You lose sight of who you really are because you're too busy trying to be who you think everyone else wants. The fourth lie is a deeply destructive story we tell ourselves. I am nothing more than my worst moment. This is the lie that chains you to your past failures, mistakes, and moments of shame. You made a bad business decision, you failed a test, or you hurt someone you loved, and now that single event has become the defining story of your entire life. This lie creates a warped self-image where one negative experience completely overshadows all of your good qualities and your potential to grow. It fuels a relentless inner critic that keeps you focused on past mistakes. You end up carrying this heavy burden of shame and self-criticism that paralyzes you from moving on. You start to believe that you are fundamentally flawed, forgetting that your mistakes are just events in your life, not the sum of your identity. This lie drains your energy by keeping you trapped in a loop of regret, making it impossible to feel worthy of a better future. And finally, the fifth lie is the deceptive twin of the last one. I am nothing less than my best moment. This might sound positive, but building your identity only on your successes is just as fragile. Maybe you were the valedictorian, the star athlete, or the top salesperson. You cling to that one peak achievement as the absolute core of who you are. The problem is, peak moments don't last forever. An identity built only on past glory creates constant pressure to live up to an impossible standard. This leads to a deep-seated perfectionism and a paralyzing fear of failure or decline. You become anxious about keeping your status, and you're set up for a crisis when you face a setback or simply as you age. That one great success becomes a ghost that haunts you, making every new achievement feel less than, and creating an exhausting pressure to constantly prove your worth. True self-worth isn't tied to a single highlight reel. It's built on your entire journey, bumps and all. So how do we break free from these lies? The first step is to understand that a healthy identity isn't something you just find. It's something you build. It's a dynamic, lifelong process of exploring and choosing who you want to be, rather than just passively accepting the labels society gives you. The path back to your authentic self starts with self-compassion. You have to learn to replace that harsh inner critic with a kinder, more encouraging inner voice. Try approaching yourself with curiosity instead of judgment. Next, it's time to question the expectations you've been carrying. Ask yourself, which of my beliefs are actually mine? And which have I just absorbed from my family, culture, or the media without a second thought? Separating your personal identity from the one others have projected onto you is a game changer. Surround yourself with a supportive community. Find people who celebrate you for who you are and encourage your growth, not people who expect you to shrink yourself to fit in. True belonging means you get to be fully seen. Finally, embrace the idea that you are more than one thing. You are a collection of values, beliefs, goals, relationships, and quirks. Your worth isn't tied to your stuff, your job, what other people think, or your best or worst moments. It is inherent. These 5 identity lies are powerful because they're woven into the very fabric of our society. They're the invisible cages that keep us feeling exhausted, unfulfilled, and disconnected from ourselves and each other. But they are just that. Lies. They are stories you've been told, not truths you have to live by. Breaking free is a journey of unlearning old habits and rediscovering what's real. It's about having the courage to define yourself on your own terms. It means letting go of who you think you should be and embracing who you truly are. This isn't about being perfect. It's about making progress toward a life that feels genuine and aligned. The greatest satisfaction you can ever have is living a life that is truly your own. I want you to leave a comment below with one small step you can take this week to start reclaiming your identity. Maybe it's questioning one belief you hold, or finally, making time for a passion you've ignored. Let's support each other on this. And if this video sparks something in you, please subscribe and share it with someone who might need to hear this message today.